Hello everyone, good evening. Welcome to Premier Chess League Brunei, MindQuest Premier Chess League Brunei. Uh, we have two matches today. The first match is between Asars and Manchester United. Uh, my name is Awangku Hafizon, and accompanying me is Mr. Paul Kahn. Hello, Paul. Hello, Paul. Uh, okay. It seems that the
Hello.
oh, hi, Mr. Paul. So yeah, we are gonna introduce the lineup for the both teams. So for Asars, we have Aliudin on the first bot. Second bot is Rodney. Third bot Zahirul, and the last bot is Abdullah. For Manchester, we have Amir on the first bot. Um, Nazri on second bot. Third bot is uh, Alan and Aish on the fourth bot. What do you think about this match, Mr. Paul? Hello.
Hello. Yeah, I just wanted to do a sound check because I've got a different headset from usual. Can you hear? I guess you've got it.
Hello.
I
Hi. Oh, okay. There seem to be some technical issues earlier. Uh, I'm just wondering if have I introduced the players because I'm not sure if uh when I was introducing the players I was connected to uh the server. Have I introduced?
don't not I'm aware of.
Oh, okay, okay. I thought. All right. Thank you. All right. So it's um the game is gonna start soon. Uh, I think the most interesting match will be the on the first spot. Uh, one of Brunei's top player, FM Aliuddin, is going against Mr. Amir Fakri, one of the national players as well. Okay, the match already started.
H3. That's an unusual
Yeah.
move.
Uh-huh.
And we have a reverse London system.
Yeah, yeah. Um,
Okay, knight e4 might have been interesting.
mhm. I'm not really familiar with this opening.
I don't think anyone is. I think they're making it up.
What?
I don't think anyone's that familiar with this because, I mean,
Yeah, 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 yeah. I think H3 is not a theoretical line, I think.
no, looks like someone just wants to get, well, just wants to get black out of the book, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, I think so. Mhm. So yeah, maybe what just prepared this line.
And the guy, knight c3 is also a bit unusual because normally you would want to be able to move the c pawn.
Yeah, yeah. Just keep on. Mm. Yeah, usually you move the c pawn to c4, yeah.
Yeah, or c3, depending how you want to play.
Mhm,
So white's playing for e4.
mhm.
Um,
Okay, black strikes with c5.
yeah, so black strikes first. So,
They're quite blitzing out their moves, yeah.
yeah, I mean, I guess it's not so, well, I mean, tactically it's not so complicated, but
Mhm.
positionally it's not necessarily so straightforward, yeah.
Yeah.
And white's, I mean, white's needs to play e4 or his position makes no sense.
Mhm. Queen b6. I think now
Knight a4,
yes. Well, knight
knight
to
a4 maybe,
knight to a4.
a4.
Mhm. Yeah, knight to a4. Maybe queen b4.
And then what happens if you're taking on c5?
e5.
Oh, yeah, we've got arrows, okay.
Yeah, yeah. I think in this position, I think black is slightly better already.
Yeah, knight a4, queen b4, knight takes c5, knight takes c5, pawn takes c5, bishop takes c5, bishop takes f6, g takes f6, and c3 is
So he didn't play queen b4. Instead, he played queen a5.
yeah.
I think queen b4 was a better option, yeah, because the queen might still be attacking the b2.
Yeah, but after the exchange and then if c3 is played, the queen is attacked, yeah? So,
Mhm. Oh, that's the difference,
okay.
yeah.
And well, it makes no difference, yeah, because they could have done this
Mhm.
either way.
Uh-huh. And c3.
But I think black is slightly better, yeah?
Yeah, yeah. I think I mean, usually we see this kind of position, this pawn structure. Black is having this pawn structure, yeah.
Yeah, correct.
It's funny that it is white. that is having this pawn structure.
But I guess that comes from h3, which was just a wasted move.
Yeah, yeah.
So what's
I think
White's plan now? I mean, White would normally want to play a c4 break or an e4 break.
mhm.
E4 break is not possible, yeah? So, I mean, maybe he should be...
Is he rerouting his knight to d3?
Yeah, but what's it? Maybe, but it's not
Uh,
doing so much there, is it?
yeah, yeah. It's not doing much. I think there's not much difference between f3 and d3.
I mean, for example, if he goes to, if after d3 he goes to f4, it's still, I mean, it's blocked by all the pawns.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And the e4 square is very weak.
Yeah.
I mean,
So do you think Black should be playing something like, oh, he's threatening a fork on, he's threatening a fork on d7 here after bishop takes knight. So, okay, that needs to be
uh-huh.
careful.
So he has to be careful. I think this kind of pawn structure is karo structure kan, karukan structure ya,
Yeah.
e3 c3. But usually e6 e6.
So Black
So
can play bishop f4. I'm not sure it's good
bishop
though.
bishop f4, bishop d6,
Yeah, and then you can drop the
knight
knight back,
d3.
but then I guess then e5 is coming, yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, d5.
But if White is not doing that, then knight e5 was just
Always.
a waste of time. Or unless he's going to go to g4, maybe.
But if suppose that they traded the minor pieces, will it be good for black?
Ah,
Knight g4, knight g4, queen
queen
g4,
takes.
bishop
Uh,
takes g5, queen takes g5. Will that be good for black?
I'm not sure.
So he played knight f3.
But now e5 should be coming sometime
Mhm.
soon. I mean, maybe after e5, White can take on f6
Mhm.
and play e4.
Mhm. Oh yeah. Oh
And then the bishop on f6 is a bit blocked by the pawn on e5.
yeah, and the queen on e4, it's kind of strong, yeah.
Yeah,
And the pawn on e5 is gonna be a bit problematic for black, since his pieces has to defend it.
would you think to moving the bishop of e7 and allowing White to take on f6 and taking back with the g pawn?
I mean, in this kind of structure, mm,
Like bishop d6 or bishop.
yeah, yeah. I think I'm fine. I would be fine with such structure because of I think the knight's movement would be restricted
Yeah,
with the pawn on e6, f6, and g6.
I think Black just plays slowly, you know.
Yeah, yeah. He's playing slowly. I think he has more control over his position.
I mean, white's only plan really is to play rook to c1
And try c4.
and try c4 at some point, either after doubling rooks on the c file or after playing knight d2 first.
Mhm. Good. Rook ad1.
Okay. I mean, that's just trying to dissuade black from pushing the
e5.
e pawn, yeah.
Yeah.
But maybe just play bishop d6.
Mhm.
And if white doesn't take on f6, then the knight can come into
e4.
e4. And I think just very slowly start to move everything forward.
Mhm. Mhm. There is idea of minority attack, from black. Bishop d6,
Yeah.
b5.
You think that's, so maybe.
Yeah. Me.
Yeah, so you'd be playing yeah, b5 at some point, which also clamps down c4, yeah.
Mhm. So he black
Yeah, what
for b5
put me
right
off
away.
b5 before was a4, but now the rook's moved. I mean, a4 is not
Possible now.
sensible, yeah.
I think maybe black has this idea of going queen c4 and then queen c, yeah, he wants to
Yeah,
go queen
it's
c4.
not.
Oh, no, no, I don't think it's viable because queen c4 earlier. I mean the idea earlier was queen c4, queen takes
Yeah,
c4, then he takes c4, then try to put pressure on the b pawn and c3 pawn.
so what black has to take, yeah, okay, queen takes.
Now
He's
he
now looking very,
did.
but isn't that risking?
Yeah,
So
I
queen
mean
takes queen and rook to the
then
7th.
rook
Is that
takes.
not?
I was thinking about rook d6.
Or rook to d6?
Yeah, rook d7 is also fine. And I think now
Now white's okay, yeah.
yeah, white is okay.
I mean, the
And
computer's saying it's equal, so but to me, white looks.
yeah, maybe it's just that black has this idea of b4.
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
Yes. Oh, all right, all right. Okay.
Like saying this
Shall
game
we
so
see to adapt? Oh, there's only two bots. I mean three bots. Okay. Oh, that's unfortunate.
This is Dutch.
Yeah, Dutch.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Mm.
It's looking promising for black.
Yeah, yeah. I think when he push e5,
Normally you take, yeah?
yeah, yeah. No, normally you take d takes e. I mean, I think white compromised the center, and yeah, I mean the pawn storming is just think very strong for black now.
The computer still seems to think it's level, but if I was white, I'd be worried.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, human level,
Yeah,
it would be worrying. Okay, can
I'm
we
not
look
sure
at
what's.
the last bot? Last bot. Ah, no, no. You know, Paul. No, no wonder. The people in the chat are requesting for the other games. So the popular player is playing the third bot now.
Okay, okay. Your local
Okay,
knowledge.
so Ellen. So okay, Scotch.
It's looking dangerous on the long diagonal. Okay.
Yeah, I think he managed to solve the problem.
Yeah. Bishop takes pawn.
Uh,
It's picking up the knight. Okay.
uh-huh. Yeah, I think White's king is just too exposed now. Yeah.
That certainly looks dangerous. So rook takes rook.
I think he has to go rook takes rook.
Rook takes rook.
Queen c5 maybe.
Okay, but then the queen's coming in on e2, yeah?
And then king g1. It's dangerous, but
Yeah.
I don't really see any other.
But then rook f3.
Yeah, maybe the queen should stay there. Yeah? Takes f8, rook takes f8. Um, rook takes f8. Maybe rook e1. So in case of rook c2, there is rook e2 covering the back.
Sorry, in this position, rook e1.
No. I mean after rook f8 check. Also, he did not play it.
Okay, that's probably a better idea, yeah? So now after queen e2, you can play rook f2.
Mhm. But I think the endgame is losing, Paul. Is it not? The queen e2 check.
Yeah, okay, you'll end up with a pawn down and a rook ending, yeah?
Yeah.
So queen e2 check. You could also go king g1. Looks kind of scary though.
You still have the idea of rook f3, yeah? So
Yeah,
king
maybe.
g1, rook f3, queen takes f3, and then the
Yeah,
c3,
but you could. So queen e2 check,
uh,
king
g1,
g1, rook
rook
f3,
f3, yeah,
takes f3, queen takes f3,
f3,
queen f2.
in f2, then queen takes f2, the same line that
Oh, yeah,
we just.
okay. So you still win the pawn, yeah.
Yeah, we still win the round. Or maybe after rook f3, does white have queen c7?
Okay, this is
Yeah,
winning a pawn as well, yeah? Is that
yeah,
right?
yeah. I think this one is a better option. I think.
So it's rook So king G1
G1, rook takes F1.
takes F1.
Queen.
And queen takes C2, I guess, yeah?
Yeah. I mean, queen takes C5, I guess. Queen takes
Also
C5.
do that.
Rook F1, check. Rook F1. Then queen takes queen. Okay. Then rook C2.
Yeah.
Black is gonna win 2 pawns.
Yeah.
I think this is the better line, yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
More simplified one. The rook on the second rank is cutting off the king from advancing to gain any sort of activities.
You know the saying, all rook endings are drawn. But I think this might be an exception.
Yeah, I think maybe it is applicable to top level chess, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the hardest part of chess is, I think, the rook ending.
Yeah.
That's the one of the most complicated part of chess, the rook ending.
So what do you think now then? Rook F5?
Rook F5 can be met with rook C3.
Yeah.
Hitting G3 and A3.
But at least then you can get the king off the back rank. So king.
But I think two pawns, two pass pawns are just too much to handle.
So let me suggest, so rook F5,
Rook F5, rook C3,
C3, king F2.
Rook takes A3.
King G2, okay. Now rook takes pawn, and then you go rook to the 7th.
You have that idea.
And if you play C6, then you've got rook C7. And you can defend both pawns by rook A6, but then you're kind of tied in knots.
Yeah, that's very interesting. Maybe he should play king G8 first, no?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Maybe A4.
A4, A5.
Yeah, okay, A5, yeah. Yeah, no, but after A5, you've potentially got
C6.
Yeah, C6. After A5, you can go rook C. Sorry, after A4, you can go rook C4. A5.
Does it make any difference, Paul?
Maybe not. Then rook A4. Yeah, maybe not.
Rook F7.
It's taking it.
Yeah.
See, the computer's now saying it's closer to equality.
Yeah, it's close to equal, yeah. Interesting game, yeah.
Yeah, interesting ending. Because if the C pawn drops, yeah, you go. Sorry.
If the the left wing, I mean the queen side, the wing on the queen side, white managed to, I mean white managed to take the 2 pawns of the pawn, and maybe there is no more queen side pawns. I think it's almost a draw, yeah.
It's certainly a theoretical draw, yeah.
Yeah. It depends on the player's knowledge as well, but I think theoretically it's a drawn position. I think no, it is equal, yeah.
So I'm just wondering why he went king that way rather than the other way. I think black has to be careful. I mean, black is still better, but I think black needs to be careful.
I don't really I don't agree with the push on g5.
Yeah, because his king's stuck on the back rank.
Yeah.
You know, one danger is getting mated.
Yeah, this could
The other danger is
possibly
just
a bit
drop.
better, but better position for white already.
I think it's certainly easier to play.
Yeah, it's easier to play white now rather than black. No, I think he could only play g5 if his king is already maybe on the 6th rank.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe on f6 or e6.
I think black tried to win for too long when it wasn't actually didn't have advantage anymore. There's a draw offer made, a draw offer declined.
Oh, yeah, I would decline if I was
Alan, yeah.
if I'm playing white, I would decline. Because now I think white is the one who can try to win.
So black, what do you think then? Black needs to rush his king across to d8 and chase that rook away,
Mm,
and then activate his own rook.
is that possible?
I don't know. The computer didn't like it so much.
mm,
So the problem is the rook can still defend the pawn, yeah. So
mhm.
maybe rook check. If the king goes forward, then that blocks the rook's path. So now rook a5. Okay.
Can be
Push the
pushed.
pawn. Yeah.
I think best is rook a7, rook c5, and then g4.
Yeah. In either order. So black's king is still stuck on the back rank, yeah, which really reduces his his chances. This is quite a tough ending, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you could also consider rook as black, sorry, as white, you could also configure a rook f7 here to cut off the king.
Yeah, to cut off the king, but okay. Yeah, cut off from
Yeah.
the file, yeah.
Yeah, because you can always come back with the rook to.
It's just that I think white has to be careful with a4 and then rook a5. Okay, rook f4.
Oh.
Okay.
Another.
I think this is winning for white,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, because it's a back rank check.
Yeah, back rank check. Oh.
No check on queen.
Yeah, this is totally winning.
I think that was a mouse slip, but
Yeah, that was
no
a
difference.
okay. Good game by.
But should we go back to
The first one?
Aludin? Yeah,
Luden's game.
yeah. If they're still playing.
They still playing. Where were we? Okay, yeah. Okay. Rook D.
You not played Bishop C3.
He should have played bishop.
The White King is quite passive.
Only move is h2 now.
Yeah, I don't see what he's thinking about so much.
Oh now unavoidable checkmate.
C3, and that's it.
Not really but rook f2 and then the pawn on g2 falls.
Yeah. Rook f2. Yeah, but that's an inaccuracy, yeah.
Yeah,
Now
I
the
think
king. Now the
best
king
was,
escapes. I mean, I don't think it makes any difference, but it's still an inaccuracy.
yeah. I think it was best to take with rook.
Yeah.
Pawn with rook and then go back to b2.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, rook takes, pawn, rook d2 check, yeah?
Rook d2 check. Oh.
Okay.
I think Aluden misplaying this. I think now white has some drawing chances. He could even sacrifice and then shoulder the king. Oh no.
What was, yeah, okay.
Is black in time to? Yeah, I think black should be in time.
Yeah, needs to bring the king across.
Yeah, black is in.
Yeah, just. Check. And the king has to go from the pawn.
One tempo, yeah, is one tempo up.
Yeah, now king across. So somehow, if White could have saved one tempo, that would have been a draw.
Yeah, if he can put his king on the file, try to shoulder Black's king, then it should be a draw. Okay, 2-1.
Mohammed on board too.
I think yeah, that was the game.
So we were in this Dutch, weren't we, with this kingside attack?
Yeah, so White won.
Leningrad Dutch. Have you ever played the Leningrad Dutch?
No, I never played it. Maybe in bullet games.
It's quite dangerous, I think. I've never played it. Okay. Getting messy. And he wins the pawn back.
Oh, oh, this is how he
Mate,
lost.
I
Yeah. Yeah. At some point, I think Black was better. Oh yeah, maybe due to his time pressure, I think.
okay, let's go back. Should we go back to top board?
The top board. So what do we have?
F3.
So first move F.
No,
So this is the Bong Cloud opening.
it's not the Bong Cloud. The Bong Cloud
Bong
is
Cloud was
the Bong Cloud is
E2, yeah.
E4 and King E2, and then King back to E1.
So this must be the relative of Bong Cloud. Maybe the cousin or the brother.
I think it does have a name, but I can't remember what it is.
There is such a name for such opening? F3, King
I think
F2.
I have seen it
Oh,
before.
it's called bronze opening. Oh, I have no idea about this opening at all.
But it's obviously not a serious opening.
Yeah.
I don't know why Aludin doesn't play this against me.
Was it a mouse slip or what? I don't think it was a mouse slip. But Paul,
I mean, F3 maybe was a mouse slip if you meant F4, but I mean, King F2 cannot be, yeah?
yeah, it cannot be I mean, mouse slip twice in a row. Yeah? Close to impossible. Paul, I'm just wondering if someone is playing against you with this kind of moves, how would you be feeling?
I think it's kind of mixed, yeah, because I mean, you know, it's a silly opening and you want to punish it.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes when you try and punish an opening, you end up with the opposite, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, usually you sometimes you could end up over committing,
Overextending.
yeah, over extension, over committing attacks, these sort of things. But I mean, psychologically, would you accept it?
Well, it's quite disrespectful as well in a way, yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, it's okay in a blitz game, but
Yeah, not in real tournament in real
yeah,
time control. This reminds me of, I mean, I think it was Karpov Kasparov that Kasparov played A6 against Karpov.
A6.
Yeah.
That was Tony Miles. Tony
Yeah,
Miles
but
beat Tony Miles beat Karpov by answering e4 with a6.
Ah, yeah, maybe Tony Mans and Kasparov, because I just read it like
Yeah,
few
I
weeks
don't know
ago.
about Kasparov, but I certainly remember the Tony Miles game
Ah,
because it was big news in England.
oh, so yeah, I mean,
Tony
he
Miles
has.
was England's first Grandmaster.
Oh, I see. I see. Uh, must be in the generation before Jordan, I think.
No, more or less same generation.
Oh,
Should we look at some of the other games?
yeah, yeah. We look at
English. It's quite an aggressive system against the English.
mhm.
Was knight g6 a mistake?
We can
Maybe not.
F5 be taken.
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe you just go back to e7, yeah.
Mm, need be taken. I think it can be taken for takes
Which one,
F,
sorry?
E takes F, and then knight E7, then D4.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not sure if it is a correct move, but idea we have such idea. Yeah.
What else is white playing? Because I think before that, White hadn't achieved anything out of the opening. I mean, he's trying to play on the queen side normally with his bishop on g2, but the long diagonal is blocked. And he can't really do anything with the A and B pawns because they can be blocked either by black playing a6 or a5.
Mm-hmm.
So to my mind, taking on the knight g6 and allowing white to take on f5 helps white because he lets him
Yeah,
open the center, yeah, and that's what he wants to do. He has the two bishops as well.
I think the mistake to let white.
Yeah,
All white wants is an open position now. Yeah.
absolutely.
And with the pawn on h6 instead of 7, it makes it more dangerous for black. Not
Bishop d2.
but still, e takes f is possible now.
I think so.
Eh? Then
Can also
was that
can we
the
consider f4 or is that too much?
now f4?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it should be fine. Yeah, it's not that too exposing white skin, but
Okay, now
yeah,
he's
I think
taking.
f4 should be fine.
What's happening?
And then d4.
So the f2 pawn is loose, yeah. I mean, I don't think you can't take it yet because of bishop takes f2, you've got bishop takes g6.
Can be taken now, but the danger is there. How about f4 now, Paul?
Yeah, I was wondering about f4 now.
Because white want to have the pawn on e5 to be taken away, so he can have the diagonal from c3 to.
So f1. So after f4, what happens if black takes it? So e takes f4.
E takes f4, knight takes f4.
You've got knight coming in onto e6, haven't you?
I don't really like this move. If bishop takes e3, f takes e, black has knight d5, d5.
Knight where? g5.
Yeah. It e6.
Yeah.
e1.
This white plays some moves quickly. I was just wondering about whether we can play h4 to block out the knight coming to g5. Whether that makes any sense. What about just playing knight? So after that move,
Is still good.
so I guess white doesn't mind so much if black takes on e4.
Yeah. If black takes on e4, then I think it's improving white's pawn structure. Yeah.
Yeah. Now you probably want to keep that bishop, but it's compensated by the improved pawn structure. But what I'm thinking is also, I mean, maybe black can just play his knight into f3
After
and
h4.
try and yeah. I mean, for example, after h4 or after some other move. So really just try and clamp down the position. And if something like knight c3 is played, actually, I don't think what I was about to suggest is going to work. But knight c3, I was going to suggest rook a to f8, so you can still come in on c3. But then white has knight b5, yeah.
What about knight f4, Paul?
Knight f4 in this position.
After knight f3. f3.
In which position, sorry?
Knight f3.
Oh, and then knight f4. Yeah, okay.
Knight f3, bishop takes f3, rook takes f3, and then knight f4.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Maybe in this position, white can just play knight c3.
But
And
then
he's actually has the strength of
H3
coming.
pawn.
Yeah, okay.
I think h4 is okay.
h4. Yeah. h4 or king g2.
Yeah, either
But king g2, you've got. We also need to be careful about the queen coming to that. So.
You mean queen?
Queen d7.
Yeah, queen d7. I think the only defense is rook to h1.
So knight g1.
Yeah.
If king d, can you after queen d7? Can you play h4? Or is that no? It's probably ridiculous.
Queen h3 check.
King g1.
Can what sacrifice the knight?
Yeah, probably. In this position, he can just. I mean, he's training just to kick the knight out. Yeah, with h4.
Oh yeah.
Can maybe also consider queen h5.
Yeah, queen h5. It's also h4 is also.
Should we look at the bottom board?
Yeah. We look at Island's game.
Yeah. Italian game.
You copy.
Oof.
Oh.
I'm not sure the computer thinks that sack was sound, but okay, now it's back.
Can we go back to moves?
Yeah, rook takes pawn. So I mean, in that position, white much better. So there's probably no need to sacrifice like that. Yeah.
Yeah, there's no need to say. Bishop before rook to e6. Okay, no. Okay, rook takes 7.
Okay.
Careful. I think white is completely winning, but maybe I don't know. Maybe we have ideas such as knight d6 now.
Yeah, I was just about to say knight d6.
Yeah, so knight d6. I think knight d6 wins. Yeah, knight d6, bishop takes
Bishop
d3,
take.
then knight takes one of the rooks.
Yeah, and yeah, knight takes on. Yeah, on that one, and then if bishop takes f1, you've still got rook mate.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. What a combination.
Yeah,
And then
that's
rook
nice.
g7, rook g7, one more forward, rook g7, and
King takes g7, bishop takes h7, makes sense.
yeah, here I think there is a better defense for it. Maybe knight f4.
What happens if you just take the knight? Is that?
Okay. Oh yeah, take the knight. Yeah.
I'm not saying you can. I'm asking.
Yeah, it can be taken, Paul, because the f6 square is protected. So after queen c4, queen g6, white can play king hn. There is no queen f6 check because of the knight is protecting the f6 square.
Yeah, but then something like queen h5.
The rook on f1 is falling.
Yeah, okay, then the best you're going to get is... Yeah, but then queen h5, if you take the rook, you get mated, I think.
It comes with check. White won, or how is it possible?
Ooh.
Can we maybe go back to the variation that we were looking at with queen takes c4? Queen takes c4.
Bishop takes c4.
Bishop.
Well, I suggested bishop, but I mean, I'm not saying one's that's drawing, yeah, because I think you've got queen
g6.
I think queen g6, king h1, queen h4 is drawing, I think.
Yeah. Or f.
But if we're taken with the queen rather than the bishop, then the rook's hanging with check. So
yeah. So that's what I was looking at. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's winning by the end.
Yeah.
How?
Queen check. Now we need to move the rook. Rook to the 7th. Rook to the 7th working? No.
Working for.
Yeah.
So maybe best move was knight f.
Yeah, so neither of those moves are that good. So after bishop takes h7.
Yeah, I think knight f4.
Knight f4.
Didn't quite like it. Then white take on the knight.
Yeah, it's hard to see how you follow up, yeah.
The sacrifice on g6 g7 was not really sound.
Yeah.
But maybe it's okay during time pressure.
Right, should we go back to
top board?
Top board.
Yeah. The barns opening. How is it doing now? Oh, so yeah, okay. f3. Okay.
Do you think Ali didn't prepare this because he seemed to know the right maneuver with his king?
I don't think so. So maybe he played this because of I think he was confident, I think, of his team winning. Because
Yeah, I mean they're already
the match they were already up 2-0 because of the missing fourth bot.
I guess he still has some chances, but he needs to get his knight out of a3 to somewhere.
Yeah?
The knight on d1 is in a funny place.
Yeah. uh, I think I mean black should just slowly keep on
Improving.
yeah, keep on improving.
Yeah, he needs to get his king to defend the f pawn, so then he can activate his bishops. Yeah. So the knight on d1 is going to have to come to c3 at some point.
Mhm. I think even e3 fine. Is e3 fine, Paul? So
He drops the pawn, doesn't it?
drops the pawn, but play with two bishops.
Yeah. Well, you still have an advantage, but wouldn't you? Aren't you better just doing? Because if
There's
white
no need to
takes,
risk.
that
Yeah.
pawn can't be captured. Yeah. White
In
wants to
order to
take.
capture the c3 pawn, they needs to. I mean, white needs to have a lot of maneuvering. So
Can we look at
maybe.
the second ball quickly? He's taking it. Okay, this is the position we were at. Yeah.
Oh,
It's the knight in. The knight's in trouble. Is the
mhm.
knight in trouble? No, no. It's defended by the rook, isn't it?
Yeah, but then I think next is the pawn on e5 falls after h5.
Yeah. So you have to go.
Yeah,
I was going to say you have to go queen d7.
yeah, he has to play fast. Knight e5 is now.
Yeah.
Five.
Oh, oh yeah, you're threatening the check on f7.
His clock is running out. Just to move. Rook d6. Hmm,
That knight's still in a bad place on.
Rook e2 maybe. Rook e2. Oh, he lost on time.
Right. Okay.
I think there's only one match left. The top board. Oh, it's over.
Finished.
Okay.
As a,
How? Okay. How is this a draw?
mau main lagi.
Oh, na moment lagi. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Black could have tried. Yeah, but okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they decided to have a draw. All right. I think.
It's difficult for the king to get through because of the pawns. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
And he's not so.
Black King.
Yeah. So
I think he can go to d6 to h5 h4 and try to get the h pawn.
Bishop a3. Okay, g6 immediately, yeah, because the bishop's not in time to block it, yeah.
Not in time to block. Not in time to go to e2 to block h5.
But okay, king g6, king
Hmm?
f2.
It can be moved already. Can we move in g6? Yeah.
King f2.
Okay. Wait.
No
Okay.
king. So
I think
I will use
king.
my king, yeah. King g3. And then we've got bishop check. Maybe. King h3. Bishop e1. Bishop on h4 to e1. And although your king will be driven back with bishop e2, you've now got your bishop into, yeah.
D2.
But the problem is the bishop's now going into d2. And I think if you now play with the other black bishop, you should be able to find some way,
Yeah.
through, yeah.
Yeah, and then black has idea to put his bishop on e4, yeah, with maneuver like bishop d7, c6, and then to
Yeah,
e4.
yeah.
Should be troublesome for white.
Well, it's certainly worth playing on.
Yes, Paul?
It's certainly worth playing on
No.
rather than
There's
doing it more.
yeah. There's no more games playing now. I think yeah. Asaros won the match 4.5 to 1.5. No, I mean 6.5 to 1.5.
Yeah, so fairly convincing win.
Yeah, it's a fairly convincing win. Okay. So maybe we should take a rest first, Paul, and then we'll come
Yeah.
back at 9:25.
Yeah.
We will see the next match between uh Pikir 4 and Black Dragons. Okay.
Okay.
So I'll see you in short time. Okay.
Okay.
everyone. Good evening. Welcome back to MindQuest Premier Chess League. Now we have match between Blood Dragons against Picker 4 Chess Club. Here are the lineups for Blade Dragons. First board is Mr. FIDE Master Yi Sun Wei. On second board um, we have Martin Kasim. Then third we have Matthew Lim, and on the fourth board we have Nazwan Safwan. For Picker 4 lineup, we have first board Rizwan, second board Akmal, third board Syahmi Izan, and then fourth board Kaizuran. Mr. Paul.
Yep.
Okay. Any thoughts on the match? Upcoming match?
Looks quite one-sided if we look at the ratings, yeah, and also I think the position in the league.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean Black Dragon. I mean they are mathematically already won the tournament, and therefore I think they are one of the bottom teams. Yeah.
Yeah, just looking at the table, I think this is the version I have. They're not bottom, but second bottom.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, one of the bottom. And do you think any of Picker 4 players may upset one of or any of Black Dragons player?
Maybe on the bottom board.
Oh, Kaizuran. Yeah. Maybe these two are Brunei's junior players.
Junior's also quite unpredictable, yeah.
Yeah, true. On the top board, we have FME Sunway against Rizwan. I think
The last few games he's been quite aggressive, hasn't he?
Yi Sunway.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's playing super aggressive in the second round of the league.
So I guess we expect the same today.
Yeah, I think so.
Especially with such a big rating difference.
Yeah, I mean around 500 or 600 rating different. That's
Yeah.
a huge gap. Yeah, between the second board, Martin with Akmal Latif. I think Akmal has the chance of upsetting Martin. He's playing quite well, Akmal, along this tournament.
Or just what opening do we expect to see on
On which board?
the first board? Do you have any guess?
The first board. Uh, oh, I'm not sure. I mean, for Yi Sun-wei, but Rizwan, his opponent, I think his choice of opening is more into certain pawn structure, which is the stone wall. So he prefers
Okay.
that. Yeah, he prefers that pawn structure. So regardless of opening, I guess he tries to go for that pawn structure.
Okay, we shall see in a minute. Started?
Has it started yet?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. The first pawn.
Okay, that's not going to be a stone wall then after e4.
Yeah, he played. What is Yi Sun-wei gonna
Yisun Wei is what, a Sicilian player or various?
He's King's Pawn player. Oh, so he plays
Claro
Caro-Kann.
Cam.
Uh-huh. Usually
Interesting.
he replies with e5.
Caro-Can's not the most aggressive opening, so okay, maybe he's not.
Yeah, it is not.
I was blazing.
I think Karukan is for positional player mostly, yeah.
Yeah.
Like playing solid, unless white goes for the advanced variation.
Yeah.
They could be sharp lines in Karukan, but generally I think it's more for solid play.
This is already good for black, yeah.
Hmm.
So can white just push with d4 here? Okay.
Right away.
Okay. He's
Uh,
45. No, I was saying can black push with d4? He's
oh,
85.
now he's showing his aggressiveness.
He's been invited to. This is the sort of opening you would want from white, yeah, not from black.
Hmm. I think now seems like it is black who has the first move, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it seems like black is a tempo up against white now.
Also a6, a3 is not. It's not really achieving.
I don't think the b4 square matters in this stage yet. So h6, maybe he wants to play bishop c5, but he plays h6.
I think he just wants, yeah. I mean, he just wants to protect against bishop g5 and have defense for the d4 pawn, d5 pawn.
I think now black is superior. Black has superior position already.
I mean, what's white playing?
I don't know. I don't really know. I can't really read his idea. His bishop on e2 is just too bad.
I mean, he can play castles, rook e1, bishop
f1.
f8, bishop f1, and play it like it's a Philidor's defense, but
Oh, and reverse Philidor.
yeah. But it's very passive. And the knight doesn't really belong in c3, and those lines, the knight would be on d2.
Yeah, true.
And you can play c3. If white's ever plays d4, then black is just moving forward with e4, yeah, and pushing.
Yeah, e4. Then the black start square bishop would be
Yeah,
getting more activity.
yeah. So it's very hard to see what white's going to do.
So he plays knight h2.
Maybe he wants to try f4.
But can d4 is too committal, yeah. d4 can d4 be played?
d4 in this position.
Yeah, d4,
d4 knight,
b5,
knight e4.
knight e4. Block, that's the position.
I think now after if white plays f4, black's just playing e4, yeah. Maybe white can try and exchange something off on g4.
White tries to play something to g4.
Like knight g4.
knight g4.
It's a very
But
sad move.
after knight takes knight, bishop takes knight, I think black has
F5.
okay f5, knight, bishop h5, rook f8.
But the d pawn's hanging in that line, yeah.
Hmm. Then the
In this position, you could consider c4, but I think white just plays d4, and then the knight's in trouble on b5.
yeah, he has to go to a4, I think, to way for escape
But
route for the knight.
going, yeah, I mean, just losing time, you know.
Mhm.
Black has to find some way through.
Mhm.
So the challenge in these positions is you get to the perfect position, but you still have to find a way through.
Mhm.
So this is an improved version of what we discussed before for black, because the pawn on d5 is now overprotected.
Mhm. After bishop g4 is e5 an option, f5 an option,
I think so.
f5, bishop h5, and then rook f8.
Yeah, I think so. You could consider taking with the pawn, maybe.
Yeah, so he took it with the pawn. So he also has idea of pushing the pawn to g5.
Yeah, but this is
I like the move knight to d4. Oh, like is waiting the pawn on d4. Yeah. So maybe after taking off the bishop on e2, black can play queen h4, tries to attack the d4 pawn. I think
yeah. That takes.
now the pawn falls, yeah, because he cannot take with queen because of the pawn on d4.
Yep.
Yeah, this is simply winning position already for black.
Maybe we look at some of the other games.
You look at what? Oh, it's almost finished already.
You know this opening?
Not really familiar with this. Are you?
No, it's not meant to be very good, but I don't know. I don't know why. But it's turned out quite well.
Yeah, it's so
Maybe white has compensation.
yeah, that was quite unnecessary. Yeah,
Yeah.
the pawn chain is just too strong for
Check.
white.
Yeah. So now white's on top.
Oh,
Doesn't want the exchange. I love this sort of position.
now white has idea of pushing to d5. G4 is good here, yeah.
G5.
Yeah, G5. I mean, try to go to F.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I think. Yeah. I was wondering about trying to bring the king around the other way to the queen side, but I'm not sure it does much. Well, maybe it does. I don't know
Maybe
about.
just put the king on B6.
Yeah.
I don't think there is
I
any way.
think G4 is probably more straightforward.
Yeah, G4 is more straightforward.
G5, sorry.
Yeah, G5.
Because I mean, Black needs to get his well. Does no, it doesn't work, does it? I mean, Black's really tied up. He can hardly move anything.
Yeah,
He has to
but
keep both rooks on the 7th rank, otherwise D5 happens.
hmm. Yeah, but does Black have idea of opal?
Idea of what?
I mean, I was calculating about the idea of maneuvering White's king to the king side, trying to go to B6. Then I was thinking about maybe Black has idea of B4. And now that he played G5, it's not that relevant anymore.
Yeah. So I guess pawn takes pawn has to happen, yeah? Then king takes pawn.
King takes pawn.
Can't really stop the king coming to f6.
There's no way to stop it.
No, it still need to break through somehow. Okay, now you can play
D5.
E5.
D5 was a possibility. And then that
Okay, you can still
Black
play
goes
D5
to
next move. Yeah, okay, so this position, how do you make progress?
uh, it's how do we improve this position, yeah? Hmm. Yeah, maybe what Martin is doing is the correct one. Yeah.
Rook G,
Rook G1.
Rook G1. Or no, I mean better. No, okay, maybe you can also play D5 here.
Yeah, yeah. D5 and then D6.
And then after C5, you've got Rook G1.
Yeah, mid trend with Rook G1. Maybe yeah, yeah. Maybe there's D7, King H10, then
I need to find a
D6.
way in with the king. So you can just come.
Oh,
Oof. Yeah, this can't be good.
okay. defend.
Rook G7, and then
I was thinking about rook G7 and then knight H.
I was just wondering whether you can sack on E6, on D6 afterwards, but I don't think you can. But now this is just
Knight G6. Best move.
why not just take on F7? Or anything wins.
Oh yeah, anything wins. But knight G6 would be flashy.
Just move, don't lose on time. Rook takes knight's forced, rook takes rook.
Even rook C7 or one. That one.
Yep. Okay.
We look at the third point.
Other kind. Seems out to play a bit there, yeah.
Is the first or the second game?
It's the first game. You can see at the bottom.
Oh yeah. 0-0.
So I think black has an advantage here because he controls the E file.
Yeah, with the two rooks on E file.
Yeah.
And
I mean, white is trying to attack, but I don't think it's going anywhere.
yeah, I mean, the knight on F4 is active, but it has no good square.
Yeah.
I mean, most of his squares are restricted by the bishop. Now he took on the bishop.
Okay, but now
Now
you've
I
got
think
bishop,
yeah, he can play bishop
bishop
E4.
E4,
Yeah.
which forces queen H6, and then there's a favorable
Pawn structure,
exchange.
yeah, favorable.
Yeah. Well, because it's also
And
blocking the E file as well.
yeah. Yeah, he should play bishop E4 now. Oh, he played it.
Play check first, but I don't think check's a good idea. Yeah? Because it just, at the end, I mean, it's just getting white's king back closer towards the center if he goes rook check first.
Rook check, king G1, and then queen H6.
Yeah,
Take,
and then
take,
take,
then go
and
F2.
then you've got Rook f2, yeah. So you're better to not play that. Because after queen h6, queen takes, pawn takes, you've still got some challenges to challenge that rook on e3.
He played rook e2 check, g1.
G1. Can white sacrifice? I don't suppose he really can, yeah?
Yeah, there is a back rank problem for black.
Yeah, I'm sure it will be. What about king g1?
G1.
Rook takes. No, rook takes e. That's rubbish. I was wondering about rook takes e4, but it doesn't work.
Oh, king h1. I think this is a poor decision from white.
Yeah.
But still, I was thinking that I mean, I thought the pawn on c2 would fall, but then again, after queen h6, queen takes queen, pawn takes queen, white has rook a e1, and black has to take it. If he goes somewhere, and we have bishop takes h7, and
Yeah, because in those lines I was thinking then after rook a e1 exchanges, black can play f5, but white has bishop.
Yeah, white has bishop d5. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I missed that.
Yeah, but still, it's not winning for white. Oh, black can play king fn, but I think it's a preferable position
Yeah, absolutely.
for white.
Yeah, because you can swap that rook off, and then you can come to the f file, and that bishop is very dominating.
Yeah, and then considering black's double h pawn, yeah.
Yeah.
It would be good for white.
I mean, maybe after exchanging the queens and then swapping the rooks on e1. You then need to worry. You need to worry slightly about black's knight. Black's knight can reroute. If for example, black's knight can reroute to c5, you start to undermine the bishop in the center.
Yeah, right. But does black have the right tempo for that?
So they didn't see.
Oh, he did not see. Yeah, I mean, rook to c1 is a very
Yeah, so I
passive
think
way
now
of
knight.
defending.
Yeah, so I was thinking now knight a4, b3,
Knight c3.
knight c3. So that bishop is then pushed away.
Now he sees this idea, but is it not too late? I don't think it's too late to go rook.
So rook takes, rook takes. You have
The
to
king
take the
has
rook,
to
yeah.
go somewhere.
Yeah, so king g7, yeah.
Yeah, king g7, I think.
Now, do you actually need to defend that b pawn?
By mean of b3, I think.
But now you've got knight
c3, yeah.
c3, yeah.
And the rook has to flee from the e file because of f file. I mean, because of f5.
But then, yeah, this is the problem, yeah. So then you've got knight takes.
Oh, now So F5.
Yeah, I think last move he had to play G4, yeah?
You should have played G4. Now black is winning. Okay, I think we should look at the fourth board
Yep.
now.
Yep.
Now that black is clearly winning.
Bishop's opening. Ah,
Full trick.
well-known trap.
Well, the position is not bad. Okay, then then it is bad.
Okay, I think this is a straightforward win.
Yeah, it is a straightforward win.
Okay, should we go back to the top board?
Yeah, you should go back to the top board.
I think the first game's finished, yeah. Maybe we look at what happened in the first game quickly.
I did really was somewhere here, yeah.
Oh, we won it. Yeah, we saw it here. They won a pawn. Okay, now it gets interesting. Okay, so black's a piece up.
Oh yeah, bishop up.
With a pretty safe position.
Okay. Can we look at the current game? Bob?
Yeah, that one.
Oh, it's the bishop opening again.
It's quite aggressive, yeah.
Yeah, very aggressive. Almost like the first game, two bishops taking the king side.
I think it's tough for black because, I mean, white has a very obvious plan of knight f3 and castling king side.
Yeah, yeah.
Also move his queen and castle queen side. And then just attack on the king side. And there's a half open f file and strong pawn center.
Yeah, strong pawn center, and the f7 is taken by the white's light square bishop.
Yeah, so it's difficult for black to really make a plan. I mean, if you try something like knight e7 to chase the bishop away, can't then play
b3.
Yeah, but he then can't play d5 because of e5. And the bishop on f6 has no squares.
Yeah, yeah.
We would then have to play d6.
Mm-hmm.
I guess he could try. Can you try? Yeah, I was about to say, can you try g6?
Mm-hmm. So he did play d6. Do you think bishop h6 right away is a good
I was
idea?
just thinking that.
No, he did not. I think.
Yeah, I think it was a good idea.
So maybe yeah. Okay.
But he's still
And then
playing
I
queen
think
d2,
now
in
Black has to play d6 because he needs to uh
yeah,
not
but now,
allow White to play e5.
yeah, but what do you think if now bishop back to b3, black can play d5?
Uh,
And if white goes e5, then you just go
uh
back to
um
7.
Hello Paul. I
Yeah,
think I have a connection issue now. May I be excused for a while? I have
okay,
to I think I have to refresh my
okay.
Discord.
Yeah, okay. So I was suggesting last move that maybe black could have played pawn to d5. And then if white's
Oh,
pushing with e5, then the bishop goes back to g7, but then white has some control over the white squares like f5 and e6. But anyway, he's gone d6. And the problem with d6 is it's very passive. So, I mean, black is really just waiting for white to come and attack him. And white has very obvious plan. Bishop h6, for example. So if the bishop goes back to g7, they can be swapped off. Or white can just play queen d2. He has a choice. But that half-opened f-file is going to be very dangerous because there's a bishop and a rook looking at f7, and at some point the knight will go to g5. Maybe queen d2 in this position, just to keep the pressure on, black. So black can consider a move like bishop e6 here. Because he needs to challenge white on that diagonal from a2 to g8. But it does lead to some weaknesses in his position. For example, if white just takes it. So the other thing white can do is just start pushing forward in the center as well with d4 and d5, e5. Maybe we can look at the second board. Let me just go through. They're still on the first game. Just play through the moves from the beginning. So Carol can again. Calls the Carol can. Guessing. It's very complicated. So White has emerged a piece up in this position, but I think it knows complications, so there's a way to avoid that. Yeah, okay, so maybe we can look at the third board, because I think this is fairly clearly just better for White.
Hello, Paul. Sorry, I got this.
You're back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
we're
back.
just looking through the other games, because I think the first board it was. This is, at least from Black's point of view, it's a flat French structure. The pawn on c3 is very weak. But Black's in no hurry to capture it.
So he's taking his time to take it right away. How did Yusun Wei do?
Yeah, they're still playing, but he's got. I mean, he's got a fairly commanding position. But maybe we go back to that game now. Okay, so nothing's changed since last we looked at this. So White's played bishop e6 to challenge. Sorry, Black's played bishop e6 to challenge White on the a2 to g8 diagonal, as otherwise the pawn on f7 is very exposed. Queen there, that's interesting.
He wants to go to h.
You think so? h4 and then with some knight g5 to come and mate on h7.
Yeah. Also, maybe he wants to take on g7 and then play knight g5.
Because if it's okay, it's taken.
Bishop b3, I think.
b3,
yeah,
and maybe now just a6, yeah, to. How does black defend here?
Still possible.
Can play f5?
Can he play f5? f5, bishop takes g7, king takes g7, e5. I don't think f5 is possible because of the move.
Yeah. Does king h8 make any sense? So you can.
Because I think can queen h4 can be met with knight f5, yeah?
Yeah. So if black just goes a6, for example, queen h4,
f5.
That creates a horrible weakness on
The diagonal, yeah.
e6. Yeah.
e6 is also very weak.
Yeah.
Maybe white just has to be careful with the move of d5,
g5.
yeah.
G5 at the moment is threatening to win a piece.
Oh.
Maybe just exchanging on g7, yeah?
Change on g7, then maybe go to d5. I mean, knight d4. Trying to go to e6.
Yeah, and then queen d7. We still need to find a way through. What about bishop takes g7, king takes g7, d4? The idea to play d5.
Yeah, I think that's good. d5. But the problem with like I think his rook on a8 is not that active, yeah, because he has to defend a7.
Yeah.
White's pieces are just active. Was thinking about bishop g7, king g7, queen g4, but then again maybe black has f5 move. f5, he takes f, and then knight f5.
In which position, sorry?
Bishop g7.
Oh yeah, I was thinking the
Yeah.
same thing. Yeah, bishop takes g7, king takes g7,
And then queen
d4.
g4. Queen g4 or
Queen
d4.
g4 or
Yeah,
queen
yeah,
g4. I
yeah.
was thinking d4,
Oh.
but then I was worried about d5, e5, f5, and it gets very blocked.
It gets very blocked. Now queen d7.
I mean, this makes sense, but I don't see where white's going next. Maybe he can double on the f file with his two rooks and play his queen to. Yeah, I guess so. So queen d7, just rook f2, and then bring the other rook across.
Yeah, maybe rook f3 is bettable because
yeah, okay, yeah, rook f3, yeah, great.
h3.
Yeah. He's
So
also got rook
he needs
a3.
the
Yeah.
h pawn to move, yeah. So that the pawn on g6 becomes
Yeah.
weak.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, okay. It looks fairly clear, yeah.
Queen d7 on the pawn, rook f3.
Yeah, you can hear us.
Can we quickly look
Usually,
at other pots? Well,
the computer is still showing this is fairly level, yeah? But to me, it
yeah,
looks
yeah.
fairly overwhelming for...
I mean, human wise, I think
Yeah.
it's really overwhelming. White one.
Oh, this feels a bit crazy, this game.
Mhm. One
Those
piece.
positions where it's really difficult to work out what's going on because there's so many pieces
Huh.
being attacked. It's very straightforward. It's just taken it.
I should have, yeah, I should have just taken it right away.
Oh, that's not far off
But
stalemate. It's not. Okay.
I can relook at the with 6-1. How about the third pawn? Yeah, now white is winning. Uh, I thought, yeah, I thought black got a better position.
Yeah.
Oh, this is way
Pawn on f7 is a problem.
weak. Yeah, yeah. Black misplayed this one. Yeah. I think now white has idea of queen f3 already now.
Queen f3, rook d7. Does that rook e7? Does that hold?
I think white can sacrifice on g6
Oh, yeah, yeah,
because
correct.
of
Twice.
yeah.
Yeah, but does that work? Queen f3, rook e7. You taking with the knight or the bishop first?
I think queen g4 is better move. I think because of yeah, idea of sacrificing on g6. Yeah. Okay.
And if knight comes back to f6, you're going queen f3. That,
Oh,
no.
but still, I think still white is okay.
You can just take on. You can just take on h5 now, yeah.
Yeah, take on h5.
h5, and you've got g4,
f6.
f6.
It's complicated then.
Yeah. So after f6, yeah.
I mean, queen to f3 was, you don't give any chance for black to make any sort of complication. Instead of going to queen g5, he should have went queen
Queen
f3.
f3, yeah.
Yeah.
And if the knight takes the bishop, you've got queen takes f7, which is mating.
Mhm.
That was just winning, wasn't it?
Queen f3. I
Yeah.
think I'm not really sure, but black has knight d7, knight b d7 move.
Yeah, but I can just take it, can't I? Knight takes. Oh, yeah, but then I'm not attacking f7 anymore. Okay, yeah, okay. So now we're thinking
Now,
f.
yeah, now black can play f6, I think.
So if he goes back with the knight, then if he goes knight g7, then queen f6 is too strong, yeah?
Mhm.
So has to go f6. Then queen h4,
Queen h4.
and I guess just pawn
Uh,
takes knight, yeah? Pawn
Pawn
takes
takes knight,
5,
pawn takes knight.
and it's a bit of a mess. I
Mhm.
think I would still favour white's chances because I'm not sure how much material he's down, but the G file's open
Mhm.
and black's getting low on time.
So g6 is played, f6 is played.
There's no choice here, is there? Has to be queen h4, I think.
Mhm.
Some fantastic sacrifice, which I can't see.
F, pawn takes knight.
And that's more or less
Mhm.
forced, yeah. Because if you go knight back to g7, then just queen takes f6.
Yeah. I think black has to take the knight now.
And so black's, and so after both knights are captured, black's a
Take
piece
the
up,
knight,
yeah.
and then
It's hard to see how he's defending his,
yeah.
because he still has his rook on h8, the bishop's still on c8, the queen's over on the other side of the board.
Mhm.
So after f takes e5, g takes h5, white's just threatening rook g1 now and take on.
Mhm.
Really don't see what.
Oh, now queen f6 wins.
f6 and the mating on g7 because there's no way to defend the knight.
No, there's no way to defend the knight. So white found it. Think there's no antidote for this one.
No,
There's no defense for this one.
No, there's no. I mean, there's no knight. There's no squares for the knight to move to. If he goes to h5 or f5, it's captured, and then mate on g7 next move. Okay, should we go back to the first board? Okay, he's already won. Let's see how he finished it off.
Can we maybe be 3 moves earlier? Oh, yeah, 2 moves earlier. Oh, okay. So it's he's on waste game already.
Ah, okay, that was it.
Oh, so
there's nowhere for the
it's
knight.
finished.
Yeah, I mean, knight goes back to
Oh, yeah.
h6 and queen h5. And the
It's
positions.
yeah.
The knight moves, you're mating on
H7.
h7. Okay, nice game. Have we looked through all the others to the end? I think we looked at board 2, yeah? So board 2 we already looked through to the end. I think board 3 we've not looked at, yeah? Okay, so white and take on g6. Yeah. So black has an exchange, but white's position is very dangerous. Yeah, so that's. Okay, I think now black has managed to wriggle out, though.
Okay, hello Paul, I'm back.
Hi.
So which game is
Yeah.
oh, yeah, right.
This is the third board. So, I mean, black. I mean, white at one point had an exchange down, but had a promising attack. But black managed to beat him off.
Can we look at the critical position?
Maybe it was around move 20. Yeah, around here. That's,
Around here. Okay, all right.
yeah, no, this is it, I think. So, I mean, black wins the exchange, but I mean, it's very weakening on the black squares because that bishop was defending the king. The king g7 was critical so that the rook can come to h8 if it needs to. So again, king g7 is necessary. Yeah? Now black's brave and plays king h6, and I would have thought in this position there ought to be some. So instead of, for example, instead of going knight f6, can we go back a couple of moves?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, there, leave it there. That's it. So we need to find an improvement here for. How about just playing e5 here?
E5. Yeah, E5 looks good.
So the idea is if pawn takes, queen takes, then you have very nasty discovered checks with a knight. For example, knight E8, for example, or H5 and Queen G7 to follow. Let's double check. So after E5, I don't think you can take it. You would have to play D5. But then we have almost a free hand, don't we, on the king side? We can play. We can play H4, H5.
I think we can win a queen here with Queen H4. Rook H8 and then Knight E8
Right.
wins a queen.
Queen takes.
Knight E8 check.
Yeah, queen takes knight.
Okay. I did not see that. I thought it was a double check.
But to be honest, I don't think there's any hurry here. I think we can just play. Can't we just play? Can't we just play H4, H5? I mean, maybe, yeah, maybe instead of that, maybe bishop B5 might be a way to try and swap everything off. Yeah. So anyway, it's an interesting game still. Have we looked at all the games? I think we have, haven't we? Or maybe. I think we've lost Hafizan. So do we just want to do a quick wrap up then? So I think, Black Dragons have won fairly comfortably 7-1. So I think, as already confirmed, they're the league champions, and I think next game's coming up soon. I think it's deciding second and third place. Yep. Yeah. I think I'm playing in one of them. So should we wrap it up there for the night? Thank you everybody for listening. Good night, everybody.